As someone who talks about a few other things other than CrossFit, the most common, not, I don't know if it's the most common, but a very common thing that I hear people say in regards to starting CrossFit or doing CrossFit or just practicing getting into the whole CrossFit world is I need to get in shape first before I start doing CrossFit. And that cannot be further from the truth in regards to your experience in CrossFit, right? So what I mean by that is if you're actually someone, if so you, let's say you actually do get in shape, right, without doing CrossFit, so you get in shape for CrossFit, which is pretty weird to do. It's like saying, oh, I'm gonna go get in shape to play basketball by playing soccer, right? It's like makes little sense. Anyways, and actually, in my opinion, and almost a fact, I believe that's why it's an opinion, and that's why I hold that opinion because I believe it's factual. People that are in shape, people that already exercise, not necessarily like high intensity exercise, just like your typical gym goer who's in average, good, traditional gym shape, have the hardest time starting CrossFit in regards to the experience with the high intensity, with the volume, with the movements, because they're already in some type of all right shape, meaning that they're already strongish. They already have some type of cardiovascular capacity. Their endurance is not the worst. But if they have not been doing CrossFit and they go to do CrossFit, they're going to be able to push it a little bit harder than the novice amateur athlete that hasn't really done much physical activity prior to starting CrossFit. And so since they're able to give that little bit extra push and they're actually not used to that high intensity and that volume, it's going to be more painful for them, right? They can go a little bit closer to that pain cave and they're not used to that pain cave, and it's going to end up being worse than better, right? So getting in shape for CrossFit without doing CrossFit is not actually a thing, right? So then after a couple weeks, after a couple months, they actually continue doing CrossFit consistently and they become better CrossFitters. They become more well-rounded in their fitness, and they're able to push harder, go deeper into that pain cave, lift heavier, do all the cool things that CrossFitters do. But since now, mentally, they've been doing it for a while and they are more used to that high intensity feeling, it's not as bad. Even though they're in better shape and they're actually pushing harder and going deeper into the pain cave, it's actually not as bad as it was right at the beginning. Now, someone that's coming off the couch and starting with CrossFit, they will be much more limited in their ability to go into that pain cave, to do the tougher movements or heavier weights, whatever it is. It's all relative, really, but they'll still have like this governor that's going to slow them down much sooner, and they won't really get to that, real hit intensity that someone that's in okay shape will, right? So arguably, it is easier to start CrossFit when you are less fit in regards to your experience and how you're going to feel through the first few workouts than it is to get in shape or be in shape without doing CrossFit and then starting CrossFit, right? So, moral of the story is there's no such thing as I'll get in shape first and then I'll start CrossFit, or I'll get in shape for CrossFit and then I'll start CrossFit. Like it makes zero sense. You're making it worse for yourself, and then you might even try one workout or two and it's such a tough workout that you say, whoa, this is way too much, I cannot do this, X, Y, or Z, and you give up, right? Where if you started like wherever you're at, whether you are in shape or you're not, and you just go into this CrossFit ecosystem, find good coaches, get coached, participate in classes. You'll have so much better of a time doing that during that process than you will trying to get ready for something by not doing that something, if that makes sense. All right. So I hope this helps someone that's thinking about starting CrossFit. Don't delay it any longer. Don't procrastinate. All right. I'm actually on my way to jiu-jitsu right now because I'm trying to get in shape to do golf. So I'm doing jiu-jitsu first, and then I'm going to try to do golf afterwards.